Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's top stories, Brazil city volunteers and team of medical staff are tending to the survivors of the recent flooding in Sao Paulo. In Taiwan's Danhua, a group of faucet factory owners are forming an alliance to introduce its high-quality products to the world. And we see how consumers nowadays are protected against fraud by a newly introduced personal data protection law. We kick off today's program in Brazil, where monsoon season usually begins in February, and the heavy downpour caused flooding in many areas of Sao Paulo. A mudslide also occurred in Cubatão city, destroying more than 10 homes. Upon learning of the news, city volunteers arrived for a disaster survey and later carried out an aid distribution, as well as free clinic to help the flood victims.
Heavy rain began at the end of February and continued through March in Brazil, causing flooding in several cities. City volunteers and team of medical staff traveled to Cubatão City to hold a free clinic and aid distribution. During the monsoon season each year, the City Brazil Liaison Office, which is situated in Sao Paulo, always experiences flooding and power outages. Cubatão was hit by mudslides that destroyed some 10 buildings, and affected residents were in need of aid supplies and medical service. As soon as city volunteers arrive on site, the 15 doctors immediately get to work, as the event venue was already set up by the city government volunteers. In addition to the free clinic, city volunteers also handed out mattresses and daily necessities, as well as providing haircuts. Kitchen volunteers also cooked up delicious vegetarian food, which warmed the hearts of all the 600-plus victims.
Since 2009, Titings from central Taiwan have been promoting a Watching Wisdom at Dawn initiative, which has received enthusiastic response from Titings worldwide. Wu Wei-Qing, a student at the National Tsinghee University of Technology, not only watches Master Zheng Yan's Wisdom at Dawn program each day, but also shares his thoughts and Jingsi aphorisms on the classroom blackboard.
It's 5:30 a.m. and Citing Wu Wei-Qing is already on his way to the National Tsinghee University of Technology. Listening attentively to Master Zheng Yan's teaching, Wu even writes his thoughts and a Jingsi aphorism on the blackboard.
Watching the Master's Wisdom at Dawn program helps cleanse our inner afflictions and ignorance. And by putting the Master's teaching into practice, I hope to influence those around me rather than forcing them to change their ways.
Motivated by Wu Wei-Qing's actions, other members of the Citing Club also began to share Jingsi aphorisms on classroom blackboards. Here at the Citing Club induction ceremony, Ida mothers lead newcomers in a sign language performance.
What I remember most about this place is the recycling activities on campus.
Li Guanting joined his mother in practicing recycling 6 months ago. Seeing volunteers fighting to safeguard the planet, Li vowed to join Tzu Chi.
Our hearts will always be tied to this place. Why? Because this place is filled with love, and we want to continue this love and share it with others.
The money saved from snacks and drinks not only helps impoverished families, but can kindle one's compassion too.
A small, kind thought can trigger love in a person's heart. It can even inspire others to believe in themselves.
The volunteers even prepared a birthday cake for those celebrating their birthdays this month. As Citing's and Ida mothers take a snapshot, it is obvious that this Cici family is one filled with warmth and laughter.
Titings at the Oriental Institute of Technology recently organized their first seminar at school to promote a campaign against drug use. City volunteers Cai Tiansen and Lin Chaoqing, both former drug addicts, were invited to share their stories. Meanwhile, Titings from the Taiwan Police College arrived at a nursing home in Taipei's Wensan district to bring joy and happiness to senior residents. Though these Titings studying at the Taiwan Police College are usually under strict training, however, after arriving at the Jing'an nursing home, students are not shy in putting on performances to cheer the residents on.
It's been decades since I last heard the school anthem.
The song brings back fond memories for 92-year-old Xu Buyun, who was an officer at the police college as well. Despite the 70 years of age difference, the elderly man and the students are brought together through Tzu Chi, a moving and inspiring experience for both.
Since I was little, because my parents were busy with work, I was raised by my grandparents. So seeing these senior residents feels like going back to the old days.
The woman said our grandmas are fortunate to have grandchildren like us, so I told her that she still has us and we will come visit her each month.
When we graduate to become police officers, we should also think about the people we will come in contact with and learn to love others. Only then we will become great police officers.
The monthly visits from the Tzu bring joy to these senior residents and also help students learn to count their blessings and cherish their loved ones. How dangerous are drugs? The answer is in this video clip. Losing family members and gaining nothing but an unhealthy body, Tzu Chi volunteer Cai Tiansen is sharing his life story with students at the Oriental Institute of Technology.
It is shaking. Did you see that? This is a nervous system breakdown.
Lin Caoqing, who was once a drug addict, reminds the students to only say no to drugs.
Whenever someone says you should try this and the thought of trying the drug comes to mind, you are already addicted.
At this first teaching activity at the college, participants are inspired by the real-life stories of Tzu Chi volunteers.
If friends are trying to give me drugs, I will have to refuse because you should never touch them in the first place.
Taking drugs changes your appearance and influences your health too. Most importantly, you lose your loved one. I think drugs are really harmful.
Learning from the personal experience of others, these students are guaranteed a bright and healthy future. Continuing on our feature report on products made in Taiwan, we go to Dingfanpo in Zhanghua County, which produces over 80% of Taiwan's water tap parts. Facing a labor shortage and cheap imports from China, a group of factory owners decided to form an alliance as they strive to bring Taiwan's high-quality faucets parts into the global market.
Pouring liquid copper into different molds after sand casting, these liquids are turned into metal parts for faucets. Within a 20-kilometer radius of Dingfanpo community in Zhanghua County lies factories that produce over 80% of Taiwan's faucet parts.
Do you know that the production of faucet is complex and each step may require parts manufactured from several different factories? 4 years ago, with the help of Chen Jizheng, many factories here decided to form an alliance.
Now the 600 to 700 factories are all located near each other, which helps reduce transportation costs. It is also easier for us to look for parts, and that is how we are competing in the market.
To increase competitiveness, other than cutting down on the cost of transportation and making it easier for vendors to purchase metal parts, more importantly is increasing the quality of products.
First, we need to find factories that are good at casting and surface treatment, because both are very important to the metal industry.
Zhang Jialie inherited a bake painting business from his father, but decided to close down the company 10 years ago. Instead, he started a new business based on physical vapor deposition technology.
backpack industry has slowly faded away, so many factories have either gotten bigger or closed down. The faucet industry is in need of backpack technology, and if we don't have any factories providing this technology around this area, we will have to send these faucets to the Hsinchu Science Park. The transportation costs and deadline for products are big problems for factory owners.
From a novice to a professional, Zhang's factory now accounts for most of the metal coating in the Dingfanpo community. Furthermore, he has even introduced technologies invented by the Industrial Technologies Research Institute.
The non-ferrous metal plastic coating is an area that is still in development globally. Of course, the sooner you achieve this technology, the more profitable it is. When we coat the taps with hard coating, their life expectancy is longer.
The value of these products have increased by at least 2 or 3 times.
Today, the products produced around the Dingfanpo community in Changhua County are known worldwide for their high quality. Since the costs for these products are higher than usual, most are exported to other countries.
Normally, local vendors are more willing to use products made in Taiwan. The quality of products often differentiates us from those made in China. Consumers are more willing to work with us when the quality of products is higher.
From factories to alliance, thanks to the cooperation between factories, Taiwan's faucet industry looks set to shine in the global market.
Moving to Kaohsiung, a local company dedicated to designing and manufacturing recycling equipment often receive visitors from abroad. The owner, Lin Wenzhang, who is also a Tzu Chi volunteer, shares the same passion for eco-friendly products and has therefore agreed to showcase DaAi technology products in his company.
Cutting the red ribbon marks the first time that a company dedicated to producing eco-friendly products, DaAi Technology, has been invited to showcase its products in a local enterprise. The enterprise in question is a manufacturer of recycling equipment whose president is a fan of DaAi Technology products.
I've worn this shirt for a long time, and I always wondered why the color of the fabric hasn't faded and the quality is so good. I only found out from Brother Dimin later that this shirt is made from recycled PET bottles.
As his factory often receives guests from abroad, Tzu Chi volunteers offered Lin Wenzhang some recommendations.
I suggested that we can showcase DaAi Technologies products as the company gets many Chinese visitors.
Having the same passion and recognition for eco-friendly products, Lin Wenzhang welcomed the idea.
We have to let them know how the PET bottles discarded on a daily basis can be turned into products like these. I believe that this will be a great contribution to Tzu Chi and Taiwan's overall environmental image as well.
With the new cooperation between DaAi Technology and Epoch, Lin Wenzhang hopes to show the world the existence of environmentally recycled products and for all to realize Taiwan's commitment to environmental protection.
In China, Xiamen Tzu Chi volunteers have been promoting recycling at the Simen Retreat since 2009. One recycling volunteer, Zhong Qingzhu, established a recycling point at a garage in her community last year and called on a group of residents to join her. Let's take a look.
With her grocery cart in hand, 74-year-old Zhang Meizhen is not heading to the market to buy groceries, but is off to collect recyclables from her neighbors. This has been her daily routine since the establishment of a recycling point in her neighborhood 4 months ago.
I'm older, so I can't join in the other activities as much, but by doing recycling, I'm using my actions to help out instead of just my words.
Also collecting recyclables with Zhang is 68-year-old Zhong Qingzhu. Zhong has been doing recycling at the Simen recycling station since 2009. After 3 years there, she finally had an opportunity to establish a recycling point in her own community last November.
I saw a resident who was not using his garage, so I asked my son to ask him if we can use his property as a recycling point, and he said yes.
Although the Zhenjuan community is an expensive housing area, these two local residents leave aside the air of wealth and comfort as they promote recycling concepts to everyone. In the past couple of months, they have even inspired a few volunteers to join in on their efforts.
Doing recycling in the community will help to spread this concept to more people. Many foreigners that live in this community will bring their recyclables here.
See, environmental concepts on paper and actualizing them are two different things. This recycling station is a great idea to promote recycling.
Establishing a local recycling point not only provides an area for the community's elderly to spend time in, but has also been a great tool for teaching students from the local kindergarten about environmental protection.
Over the last decade, Taiwan has been a hotbed of fraud in which people's mutual trust has been chipped away. Thankfully, following the implementation of the new Personal Information Protection Act, we now have the right to ask those who call to sell products or services to delete our personal information, or they may face lawsuits.
Many of you may have received such calls. How would you reply?
I said, don't try to swindle me, I don't have any money.
I said I don't need a loan.
I said I'm underage, I don't need to borrow money.
People who call to sell services or products have obtained your personal information through other sources. Under the newly passed regulations, they now have to get your consent before using your personal data in any shape or form. So the next time you can respond in this way.
No matter what marketing strategies they use, we have the right to refuse them because we are now protected by the Personal Information Protection Act. They even have to provide us the access to withdraw their right of use.
For decades, fraud cases have plagued Taiwan and caused the loss of mutual trust among the public. Filling out a questionnaire may be risky as well. Doing online shopping may also expose your personal information accidentally.
From 2004 to 2005, the Personal Information Protection Act was amended to expand its scope so that it could effectively curb the abuse of personal data by fraud syndicates.
When you open a new bank account or register a new phone number, you will be required to provide a photocopy of your ID, and your personal information may be sold to others later. Therefore, most people will note down that the photocopy can be used for a certain purpose only.
The photocopy of your ID will only be used to confirm your identity. No one has the right to pass the photocopy to other people.
The new version of the Personal Data Protection Law is wide-ranging. For example, when you post other people's photo onto Facebook, you have to get their consent before posting it. Informing to get consent is a fundamental rule in handling personal data. Other than individuals, large corporations may also fall victim to the risk of information leaks.
The servers set up in large corporations store millions of pieces of personal data. If hacked, much of this confidential information could be at risk, and they may have to pay a large amount of compensation to the information owners.
The implementation of the Personal Information Protection Act aims to encourage everyone to abide by the law in protecting customers' personal data and restoring mutual trust among members of the public.
In Malaysia, the Kedah City Academy's new term saw 50 students signing up. On the first day of school, parents of first-timers were allowed to attend the class with their children. At every activity, not only did the children learn much about city's humanitarian ideals, but parents also gained wisdom as well.
It is the start of a new term here at the Kedah Tzu Chi Academy in Malaysia, but returning students are already familiar with several Chinese aphorisms. Even parents who are here for the first time are identifying with these words of wisdom.
Only if you love yourself can you love all people. Many people do not know how to love themselves. When you don't know how to love yourself, it's difficult to love others.
On this first day of school, courses include light activities such as making your own glutinous rice balls, learning proper etiquette for eating, and calligraphy instruction.
I've been coming here since I was in the 3rd grade, and now I'm in the 5th grade. I enjoy visiting care recipients and doing recycling. I enjoy coming to the Tzu Chi Academy.
喜欢来人文学校。今天你学这个字是什么字？福字。这次还要再来吗？要。
As the day comes to an end, the children empty their bamboo coin banks into an urn, sharing their love with others.
Staying in Malaysia to inspire children to carry out their filial duties, teachers of the Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Nibong Tebel took their students on a visit to the local nursing home. The youngsters not only put on a sign language performance, but also applied lotion for the seniors.
In Malaysia, teachers at the Tzu Chi Nibong Tebel Kindergarten have brought their students here today to visit these senior residents, all of whom will be given the rice, towels and lotion that has been donated by the parents of the students.
We want to let the children understand that there are seniors who are less fortunate, and we want to teach them that they should not only care for the seniors in their own family, but also show love to these elderly and share their blessings with them.
Seeing the students' laughter upon performing the sign language song, the elderly are all smiles. Later, the children gently apply lotion to the seniors' dry skin.
I am very happy. I am surprised to see so many kids here.
为什么要帮他按摩？他手粗粗。为什么手粗粗？因为以前他们去做工，然后又照顾孩子，煮饭给孩子吃。
Despite being at a young age, the students already know how to respect these seniors. At this Christian nursing home, the love and warmth shown by the students go beyond the boundaries of different faiths.
Auntie, uncles here very happy, you know. See how they come near them, how they sang, and then how they massage them. Very encouraging.
For the senior residents, the children's caring words and hugs are some of the life's most precious gifts.
We go to China at the end of today's program in Shanghai. Tzu Chi volunteers arrived at the Yangpu nursing home for their regular visit. After meeting Tzu Chi, 86-year-old Zhang Jueming decided to start learning video recording and is now filming every Tzu Chi event. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.